Everybody, it's Marcia with Gratitude Speak, and there's two things we need to talk about today. The first is what I call a PSA for Facebook etiquette. Now, I've talked about this before, but I guess it's really true what they say. Children learn by repetition. So here we go again. Not ranting, but I think it's important because I'm seeing more and more a disturbing sentiment posted on Facebook because people are feeling violated and feeling not powerless, but feeling really irritated about how they're being added unknowingly, without permission, unexpectedly into Facebook groups. Now, let me say that I understand how much noise is out there in the digital space. In fact, sometime this week, I'm going to do another stream on how digital marketing and um, digital searching is all the rage. And it's a trend that is only going to increase and not decrease. But that being said, no matter how, sorry, I just got a notification from my calendar. Um, no matter how, what is it? Gosh, sorry guys. I gotta get my computer. No matter how fascinated, how excited, how engaged we are or want to be with our groups and our audiences and whatnot, we have to remember, we have to stay mindful that everybody doesn't want to be and doesn't necessarily have to be a part of our Facebook movement. It's bad manners, it's bad etiquette, and I'm not trying to be the Ann Landers of Facebook, but I am saying show some manners, show some courtesy, show some respect. And you'll notice I did not say common courtesy because, like sense, I don't necessarily know that either is very common anymore. And that saddens me because I think that we can get back there, but we've lost our way. And so, to that end, I would remind you that no matter what your interests are, it's always good before you just invite people. And some of you have thought you were inviting people to your group, but they are actually being added without their permission. And what it does is, even though you may not um, have the intention to disrespect or irritate or put off people, then hey, Shaquita, um, the effect is the same. It's like that movie long, long ago, and I'm probably just dating myself saying it, Absence Without Malice. I believe it was a Clint Eastwood movie. Bottom line is the bullet took the life even though it wasn't meant for that person. Dead is still dead, unfortunately. And so the same thing is it does not necessarily always go to intent, but it always goes to result of the action. And so I'm urging you to please, ma'am, please, sir, be really mindful of how you let people know about a group, whether you're the administrator or whether you are just a member. There's nothing wrong with sending a message that says, hey, I'm part of this tribe. Is that of interest to you? And let me share a couple of examples personally, because I try not to share what I've heard. I try to share what I know, all right? And like I said, this is not the first time that we've talked about this, but again, it's a new year, it's a new opportunity to do better, be better, position ourselves. Recently, I was added to a group, and for those who know me, know I could personally care less about most sports, especially pro sports. I am not, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, I have not ever, nor probably ever will be, a football fan. And yes, I live in a college football town, but it's not about this team, it's about the whole sport, period. Well, I was um, added to a football group. They're talking about their the teams, and they're talking about the pots that are going around in terms of, I guess, what you put in your little kitty to put in your numbers or put in your picks or whatever. I just kindly removed myself because I thought, somebody's made a mistake. A little while later, I was added back. bless those little Facebook notifications. And I thought, okay, let me say to the guy, because it was from the same guy, and I don't know him well. You know, you're connected to a lot of people on social media, specifically Facebook, that you may not know well. So I sent him a message, a private message, didn't blast him out. And I said, hey, you know, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I've removed myself for the second time from this group because it's really not one that I can serve or that serves me. So I would appreciate you not adding me back anymore. Thanks. You know, I got an almost immediate response that says, I'm so sorry. And guess what? I've not been added back. Sometimes it can be just that simple because people really don't know. They're in their enthusiasm. They may think they're inviting you, and in truth, they're adding you. So if you just let them know, at least the first time, it can help. But now there's always a couple that are going to push the envelope no matter what. That also recently happened back in, I guess, December. So just a few weeks ago, because we're in the middle of January, there was a woman who I had been friends with, and we have a lot of mutual friends. So I thought it was, you know, okay to be friends with her. And she was like every single day, 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a day, my inbox was being blown up. You know, put a heart for this, or would you copy and paste this, or will you take this quiz? And it was always something to do with well, most of it was to do with God. And for those who know, I am a Jesus loving, practicing Christian minister, former pastor. So that doesn't bother me. But the frequency with which these mass emails came was another story that really did bother me. And so I sent her, after so many days of this, I sent a message and says, you know, would you please not add me to these mass emails? If there's something that I can, you know, individually help you with, I'd be happy to do that. But if not, then just take me off of that particular list. Thanks and blessings. I got a response from her that says, I'm so sorry. You know, I'll dial back the frequency. I'm like, okay, you know, no harm, no foul. She's aware, I'm aware. Let's go on. Well, a couple of days ago, today's what, Wednesday? So maybe Sunday or Monday, it starts back again with the same kind of increased frequency. And so I said to her, you know, my position hasn't changed from a few weeks ago when I contacted you about this matter. Please, if you wouldn't mind, immediately, you know, take me off of your mass, not email list, your mass messaging list. I'd appreciate it. Thanks and blessings. I get an immediate response. And I thought, oh, great, we're done with this. It's another mass email. So those of you who are familiar with me know, you know, when I'm talking to adults, I talk to adults, all right? I don't ask them things that are difficult or mean-spirited, but when I've made it clear, then I'm pretty done because you're an adult. I'm not trying to raise you. And so I literally typed in, we've had this discussion before, I'm done. I'm going to have to unfriend you. Bye, Felicia. So we're done now. So I'm not going to be on her mass, you know, messaging list anymore. I really don't like having to take that approach. I'm not against it, obviously, you know, but the point is, when someone has taken the time to let you know this is not serving me well, it is not putting you in a good light with me to continue this practice. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but I really don't have time to answer every single mass message that comes up. And nor, I suspect, if you're an entrepreneur or small business owner, do you, especially when it comes from people that you're not super connected with outside of Facebook, or there is no other real commonality. Sure, we see each other in groups. That's wonderful. We help each other in business. Outstanding. But for all of this, you know, mass stuff, leave it to the people, a very small people, a group of people that you could put in your lists and then just copy and paste those addresses. What I'm trying to say to you, live and on the replay, by the way, thank you for watching, is be very aware, be very cautious, be very intentional before you hit that invite/add to the group button, or when you hit mass message buttons. Because a lot of times you'll see, if it's happened to you, and I'm sure it has, everybody's leaving the conversation. Well, the annoying part of that is if you're in the conversation and you don't realize it or don't have time to address it, when you open your notifications, you're going to get, however, 20 people left the conversation and you're like, what conversation? And so it just sets up a really bad taste. I don't believe that's how Facebook set it up. I'm not an advocate or a paid spokesperson for Facebook. I'm just saying that's not how we would want to do business. And if you're presenting yourself online as a professional, please, ma'am, please, sir, I'm a life and business coach. One of the things that I tell people is you have to be really careful about your online reputation, because it can be gone in a moment, and there's so much more I could say on that, but that's not the point. I am concerned about you as my fans, followers, and friends, that you don't get into a mess that is preventable. So please, not as a personal favor to me, but as, a service announcement that will only benefit you, stop with the mass messaging. Stop with the adding. Stop with the inviting, unless you have had the conversation and said, hey, so-and-so, I'm in this group. I'm starting a group. I'm part of a discussion. I'd really like your input. Would you mind? Would that serve you well? Do you feel like you'd want to and can contribute to it? Nothing wrong with that. Most times people will say, yeah, sure, no problem. But it's always nice to be asked. That's all, just some courtesy. Not common, but we can make it common again, just like sense. So let's make a mission, you and I. Let's make a pact, you and I, today, to bring some commonality, some commonness back to having sense and showing courtesy. Now, to that end, for those, it occurs to me, some of you may not know what I do. And the reason I show up every day, or most days, Monday through Friday, with these helpful hints. I am a life and business coach. Now, having said that, I have very specific niches. If you'd like to discover those niches, I encourage you to have a discovery call with me. It's 30 minutes of my time, no payment for you. That may be changing soon. But in the meantime, if you are an individual that is stuck specifically in the sales realm and want a little help, I've had over a decade of professional sales experience. That's my strength. I'm not a sales coach. I have a very specific target that I deal with, but you can very well access the You Can Book Me link, and we will have a chat. And I encourage that. I invite you to that. The other thing is, if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, and on Mondays at 9 Eastern time in the United States, and you want to have some good information, I don't sell anything on the show. I run a weekly broadcast geared towards entrepreneurs and small business owners, where I bring on guest experts in certain fields and they answer questions, they show vulnerability, they talk about mistakes. Why? Because I want you, my friends, fans, and followers, and my radio listeners and supporters, to have every advantage towards success, so that if they can share something that maybe you're going through or contemplating, we can maybe stop you in your tracks and give you a new way of thinking about that situation. So if you or someone in your industry, in terms of sales or professional business owners and entrepreneurs, need someone to listen to you and see if we can help you, I would love for you to avail yourself or share the Book Me link. In the meantime, remember, there is always a reason and an opportunity to show kindness and give gratitude. So today, make it your mission to go out there and do just that. Peace and blessings until next time. Thanks for watching. Look soon for a special announcement. Hopefully by the end of the month, I'm going to have something really cool that's going to be open for a limited time at a very special price. It's a new program. I'm super excited. So just keep checking back with me until I'm ready to release more deets. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.